At best, it's a number I don't want to see. At worst, it's like a death sentence. Dr. Now told me to lose 80 pounds in 2 months. So if I did that, I would weigh 622 pounds today. Assignment was to lose 80 pounds in 2 months. And if I did that today, I would have been down to 609 pounds.
Okay, your weight is 704.
Done.
My 600-pound life, where are they now? Episode 2. Now, I will try and get to episode 1 if I get some chance. I didn't realize it was actually on, so I actually missed the first episode, but if I get an opportunity, I will get that done too, okay? But let's talk about this real quick. So obviously on this week's story here, we had Ontran. I hope I said his name correctly. And as you can see, 3 back-to-back weigh-ins. First one, 704, something like that. Second one, he loses about 19 pounds, even though he was meant to lose more than that, 683, something like that. And then, of course, you see he pushed back on another 21 pounds. So he's literally gone nowhere in the space of a few months. So obviously right now, Dr. Now is at a point where he says, okay, well, what's the point of you being here? You're not doing anything. You know, you're literally yo-yoing. You're playing with your life. What do you want me to do for you? You know? But I'll give you a nice little cheeky backstory when it comes to this man himself in particular. He has got a wife who is in very good shape. And at first when I was watching it, I sat there and I said to myself, I wouldn't be surprised if she's waiting for him just to pass away just so she can take his whatever he's got left going, you know? But that was me just evilly thinking because, you know, sometimes in life, there are people out there who do those things. But then the more I watched the show, there was another point. And when we get to that point, that's when I was like, okay, cool. Now I know why she's struggling when it comes to helping him.
Your weight is 704.
Done all we can, but you haven't responded to it. But if you do turn things around, give me a call. Other than that, I wish you luck, okay?
So, of course, respectfully, Dr. Now was like, listen, 3 times now I've seen you. You've done nothing. You're still over 700 pounds. What can I do for you? So, you know what? Good luck to you. And that's the only thing that Dr. Now can do, because what else can he do to somebody that is not taking the weight loss program seriously, you know? So let's continue.
Okay.
Save my life. But I have a lot of work to do to save my life. But strangely enough, I feel like for the first time in a long time that I'm going to try to do it.
I found that rather concerning. For the first time in a long time. Now listen, I don't know this man's story necessarily. I know obviously they do a little backstory, you know, on the fact that he's got trauma, that he's got trauma that he hasn't acknowledged. And if he's able to acknowledge his trauma, then this would, you know, potentially help him finally lose the weight, because obviously he's got this burden upon him. But this is the thing though, isn't it? Most people that we see on the show who are morbidly obese is because they have some sort of trauma that they've been unable to get past, and therefore they end up weaponizing the trauma to put them in a position where this is their position, you see what I'm saying? Rather than using that trauma to better themselves. But to be fair, for him to say this is ridiculous, you know? To hear him say, well, I'm finally in that position in my life where I'm actually going to take this seriously. It took 700 pounds, 704 pounds for you to be like, I'm going to take it seriously now. Damn, I would hate to live in his head.
It's been a couple of months since I saw Dr. Now, and I've had some time to think. So I'm going to work on my diet, and I'm going to try to push myself with my exercises.
So now it's been a couple of months. Literally, we saw him leaving Dr. Now, saying, oh, I'm finally at that stage in my life where, you know, I'm going to do what's needed. But then now, several months later on, he still hasn't made the effort. And now he wants to take it seriously. Now, listen, at the end of the day, I do know this in life. I always say that people will always be ready to do what they need to do for themselves when the time is ready. And clearly for him, it was a matter of him waiting for the time to be ready, even though really and truly time is not on his side. Legit, it is not on his side. It's nowhere near on his side. But let's see what happens.
Okay.
I mean, the sad part about it is that everything that he's saying, he's only hurting himself, because he's only lying to himself. He's giving himself broken promises. Remember, Dr. Now said, don't come back until you decided to make some movement, until you decided to put in effort. He's come back again for the 4th time. Only 2 pounds lost. And it's been several months. I don't know how it is not exhausting for people in his position to just keep going up, to just stay stagnant like this. I don't know why it's not exhausting for them to keep telling themselves that they need to do better, but then they don't do better. Again, like I said before, I would not want to live in his head. But the worst lie that we can ever do in this world is the lies that we tell ourselves. let's continue because
I have been working on it.
I mean, let's rephrase that. You've been on it on 0%, not being 100% is not correct. To work on your eating habit and make improvement on it. You keep doing the same thing and coming here and saying that I'm working on it.
And as I've always said in my life, words don't mean shiz unless you're putting actions behind it. Like Dr. Now said, zero effort in you working on it. Are you not bored of saying it? Now, obviously, at this moment in time here, you see him get emotional and you feel like, you know what, this is the point where he's actually going to potentially take this seriously. Well, we'll get there and see if he does take it seriously. But for the time being, this is where I believe the wife speaks up.
At the end of the day, it discourages me, so I don't push him. I'm like, okay, you do whatever you want.
So here's the thing, you know, she says that she tries to help him sometimes, but he doesn't want to listen, so therefore it discourages her, and that's why, you know, she ends up not pushing him. Because obviously she doesn't want to get to a point that is, you know, unnecessary, which is what we're going to get to now. Because he gets really angry, as you can see on the screen, and then we continue.
Because he really gets angry. I get angry too because he's destroying his life.
No matter where we go.
You don't want to say it like this, what are you going to do about it?
I'm not for sure.
But the reality.
So here's the thing. I thought that I'd put it into the what do you call it, in the video, but I actually didn't. But just referencing that about destroying his life and getting angry. She explains that, you know, when she does try, he gets angry. When she tries to, you know, push him, he gets angry, and therefore ends up making her angry too. And because she doesn't want to be angry, you know, she just ends up submitting and giving in to him. So really and truly, you know, it is sad to see the position that she's in. I can't imagine obviously how hard it is, but at the same time though, does she need to be in this position just because she's his wife? She doesn't need to. So that's why for me, I've had my concerns of why she's still stuck around, you know, because really and truly, why should she stick around for somebody that doesn't want to put in the effort to do better for himself and also their relationship? And the reason why I say doing better for himself is benefit of the relationship is because, you see, at the very beginning of the episode, she spoke about how he wants kids, you know, and therefore they both want kids, but she's not willing to have any kids with him until he loses weight, because obviously she needs him to be in a healthy position to have kids. So therefore, when she obviously delivers their kids, he's going to be able to be an active father rather than be a father that just lays there and does nothing. She doesn't want to end up having to do all the hard lifting all by herself, obviously, you know, because really and truly, she would be a single parent if she had a child with him because of his lack of mobility. Which makes a lot of sense, but we continue. But either way though, this is why I say, like, I respect that part of it, but at the same time, you don't need to be with him if he's not putting in the effort. Let's continue. Oh, wait. And also, isn't it crazy how on this show, most cast members always have a partner? Blows my mind. These people that decide to want to be with some of these people, I don't understand. Because they're not helping you progress in life. You're sitting there on standby all the time, just waiting for them to pass away, if anything.
That every day he continued like this, he's rolling the dice and gambling his life.
Your weight is 639.
Okay.
So he was meant to lose 80 pounds. He finally lost 63 pounds, which is obviously a good thing, right? It's fantastic. He was finally able to lose some weight because this now shows he's going in the right direction, right? Well, let's see if the direction continues. But as you can see, the wife is overjoyed right now, which is good.
Right. I'm willing to give you a chance, and if you're able to lose another 25 pounds next 2 months, we're going to consider doing weight loss surgery on you.
That's how much. And my progress has slowed down until I went to weigh in. The scale said 639 pounds. Get my weight under 600 pounds, I'm not getting weight loss surgery. Last like month or so, I haven't been actually exercising as much as I should have been.
So he's still in the same position. It is sad, it is tragic, it is upsetting, it is disappointing. I don't know who's more upset between him and his wife, to be honest with you. And to be fair, right at the end as well, you know, they go outside for a walk and literally he walks from the door to the stairs and he's like, oh, let me sit down. He says to him, why? You've only just walked from there to there, let's keep going, you know what I mean? Luckily, obviously, I guess because the camera's on, we didn't see him, obviously, you know, arguing back. So therefore, she kept him going. But it just seems to me as if, you know, he has excuses for everything that he's doing wrong. I know, so no, he has excuses for why he's stagnant and why he has stayed where he's at. But listen, the fact is that the fact that he was able to actually do it for that 1 month, you know, or 2 months of him losing that 63 pounds, that was obviously a big achievement for him. And that was obviously his opportunity to capitalize and keep going. But the fact that he was unable to capitalize and keep going, I have no idea if this guy really and truly will ever have the strength, the mental strength to actually end up losing that weight. And I don't know how this woman even has the mental strength to even still be with him. You know, that still baffles me. That's why I guess at the very beginning, I thought, maybe she's just with him because she's hoping that this guy can just disappear and then she can go off and live her own life. I don't know, man. You never know sometimes, you know what I mean? Because we live in a very, very sick world. And also on top of that, because of her accent, she definitely wasn't born and raised in America. She looked like, she was definitely African and looked as if she had only been in the States for a few years, if anything. So, you know, I have my speculations. But nonetheless, but to be fair though, but she's still with him. So I guess she's not there just for the potential, you know, visa. She's obviously there for because she obviously cares for him, you know what I mean? But either way though, to be honest with you, I could never do what she does. F that. No, I can't. I personally just cannot be around people who make me feel like as if I'm not going far in life. People who make me feel like as if I have to keep waiting for them just for me to go forward. No, I ain't got time for that. You know what I mean? I'm all about progression. But nonetheless though, let me know your thoughts and your opinions, you know, and we can also talk about it. But hey, stay tuned because of course we'll be back again for the next episode of £600 Life, Where Are They Now, which is obviously be episode 3. If I can get episode 1 done before then, I will do my best. But with that being said though, thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.